All right. Hey guys, I hope you are having an amazing Sunday. Coming to you guys from Mont Tremblant from the hotel room. That's the beauty of this job. You guys can work from anywhere. So I do see the watch list. I do see it up. I hope you guys can hear me and see me okay. Got the Acura NSX hat on. Super excited. Going to be driving it on the track tomorrow. We will be putting in an order this fall for 2021 or 2020. I have to talk to my husband about what year he is really excited about getting. He is the big guy that's really excited about getting this car. I am too, but of course he is a total car guy. So Modern Trader Summit is coming up. Make sure you book your seats. Seats actually are really selling really quickly, guys, and the price is going up June 1st. So check that out. If you guys have wanted to try Trade Ideas, they are having a test drive this upcoming week, May 6th through 10th. So check that out. The link is down below as well. And then, of course, we are going to Hey, thanks, Samir. Yeah, it's super excited about the event going on. We will go over the SPY. So I know Bat Scientist, he's a big SPY trader. So here I've broken it down. This is the 45-minute chart. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. We're going to do the levels live today. So you can see right here, this 293.10 really was an important area. Down here as well, 292.40. So these I would say would be the two support levels below, and then the two resistance levels above, 294.45 and 295.33, which of course was the high. So we pull it out on the daily. You can see we really have been just following the trend of the averages going up. Pull it back on the weekly as well, and you can see we have gone and we've set that new high, right? So we are above here, but look, right here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks up above a new high in the past, and then it tanked down, found a bit of support and came back up. So now this past week was the first week, so we might have an upward motion for another month before we might see that saying, usually it's sell in May and go away, but it might happen in June. It looks like, we might have a month of upward movement for May, and then we might have that tank down. So we shall see, but for the overall, the market is bullish. Everybody is putting money into 401ks, and so that would be bullish indicators. So as always, guys, I did have my Series 7 back in 2000. It is not current, but please do your due diligence in trading, trade with proper risk management. And let's go ahead and get to it. So first, I do have my watch list right over here. It is MAXR. You can see it does have, let's see, we don't have the float there. So let's just go really quickly, MAXR stock float. And I usually always go, if I can't find it on shortsqueeze.com, I usually go right to the Wall Street Journal. That I don't want to see, but that is the Canadian one. So let's go here, and it should bring us to the New York Stock Exchange one. So MAXR has 58.97 million in the float. All right, so let's bring it back to the chart here. You can see I like it. Weekly has earnings. We had earnings coming up May 9th. So let's pull it back to our daily here. So you can see it has been curling, had a big upward movement. And so let's go ahead, bring it back to our 15-minute chart, move the past lines, and for resistance. So this one had a great day on Friday, closed up high, set a new high, basically in that upward motion, broke that downward trend, and skyrocketed. So this one is definitely on watch. For support, 637 and 674 for resistance. And like I said, we pull it back on that yearly chart. Let's go ahead and put it on auto here. Had this downward motion and all of a sudden broke above all of these trend lines and really skyrocketed. It is in this gap fill area, so 588 on up to really the low of that candle before was 729. So we've got a $1.40 potential move, and it captured a low of 554 and 666. So a $1.10 move here. So we could have another 30-40 cents to the upside potentially if it doesn't go ahead and break on up above and then continue on up above. So that next level of resistance potentially down here, 731, and then I would look for a test of 766. Hey guys, thanks for joining. I do have the chat up so I can see if you guys have questions. Next on the potential long list is IDRA. So IDRA is a lower float with less than 20 million, 19.38. Oh, you know, I forgot to put those levels in. Here, let's go back here to MAXR. Right over here, put this in 6.37 and 6.74. And then we'll go back to IDRA, 15-minute chart. So IDRA is the lower float. It did have 46.28% short float volume. I would look for support right here around 350. It's pretty cool when you just look at the candlesticks and then all of a sudden you see a candlestick is hitting like a round number, like 350, which you know is a mental resistance point for people, right? So 350. And I would say first resistance really is going to be that 363 area where it looked like it tested it before, couldn't break it, and then it came back down here, bounced off of 350, and moved on up. And you can also see it tested 352 area here and then surged up from there. So that's why I like that as support. And when we go back to our daily chart, you can see this was a resistance in the past. Look at that. So cool how that happens. 385. So many people looked at that. Above that, we're looking at probably 417 and then on up, potential gap up to 591. So definitely keep this one on watch. It's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. I will be on the track driving though, so that I will be missing this action tomorrow. So BBSI, of course, if you guys follow me on Instagram, definitely check it out. Going to be sharing the videos there. Very, very excited. First time ever driving on a professional track, so that's really cool. I can tell you that in just a second, Samir. I can break it down for you. So I put the support right here, 77.25. Oops. This one is a bit higher priced. However, it is a low float with 6.63 million. And look at this, short volume of 73.85%. So now you guys might be wondering how or where I find that. It's volumebot.com. And then just type in the ticker that you want to check, so BBSI, and you can see BBSI had a volume of, not a lot of volume, 9,000, and 73% of that was short. So this one is low float. It had a high short float volume. So if we do have a squeeze going into open, this one could really surge and really run up a lot higher. So keep that in mind that it is lower float, lower volume. However, when you pull it back on the 5-year chart, you can also see if we go ahead and we break above 83, we're probably looking right at 88. So keep it on watch. Could really move if it gets the volume behind it. Don't over jump it and get in before the volume comes in. All right, so let's see here. Actually, if I just pull this up really quickly, Samir, you can see I've got the different EMAs, but I will tell you. So like this one is 21 EMA, this green dot right here. This is the 15 EMA, the green line. The purple line is the 8 EMA, and then the fuchsia line is the 4 EMA. And you can see all the lines over here. The 20 SMA is right here. It's this orange color, and the 50 is this blue, and the 120 is the lighter blue, and 200 down here is like the robin's egg blue. Okay, so let's go ahead and do 4. So I would look at support right here. 51.20, prior resistance as well, flipped to be support. And then for resistance, right up here at 51.60 for 4. And 4 does have 10.3 million in the float. So we'll put those in here, 51.22, 51.61. It was roughly 30% short float volume on Friday, and there's our daily view. And then we have EOLS. So EOLS, which came down, right, and it found support down here, which has been, it looks like it's been prior support before. Let's go ahead and get rid of these lines, pull it on up here. We'll mess with them when we're going in shorter in. But you can see this one, if this one right here, it had support, and then it looks like an inverted head and shoulders to me, right? So you've got this shoulder here, head, and then shoulder. So this one could, once it breaks out above that 29.50 area, the 30 mark, and then on up to 30.26 could potentially have nice upward movement. So let's go ahead to our 15-minute chart and pull it back and go ahead and break it down for us. All right, so for resistance, I would look for 24.90, and support, yeah, right down here, 23.29. This one did have 58.9% short float volume on Friday. No, Samir, I don't use the dots for exponentials and then the lines for simples. It's just, I know I like looking, I don't know, I like that green color, so I put that as the 21 EMA simple, line. All right, so let's look at Wayfair. So Wayfair had earnings on Thursday, and then Friday continued second day down. So looking for potentially a third day down if we can get it. We had, big sellers selling it off. And then we had a further sell-off. It did find support right down here. Actually, I'd say the low of this candle right here. Snap it right there. Okay, 147, and then looks like 150 would be our resistance to watch. So 147 and 150. And it does have 57.5 million in the float. Looking at it on the yearly chart, you can see if we do break below here, we do have a gap fill below if we break below this candle. So the low of this candle here was 141.20. So if we drop down an extra $6, watch out. We could be filling the gap. Potential bounce right here at 126.29 or 126.30, and then on down to 122. So keep that one on watch for potential short this week. Nice, I'll check it out. Thank you, Samir. All right, so KWR looks a bit overbought at the moment, and it had a down day on Friday. Looks like it pulled back above the resistance. It bounced off of that resistance. So this one, all right, I would put support of 213.29 and resistance of 215.45. And when we look back on the daily chart, you can see it did go below the moving averages. We have the 4 crossing down over the 8. So if you guys have ever watched the ribbony, it could be curling over for that potential move down. Last time that it had it right back here, it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days down before it really found a support. So once it broke the ribbony on the way down. So we might have a trading week where it comes on down. It might come down and test 200. So potential move down for $13 on that one. Next we have PRFT. So PRFT, look at this, it gapped up, but it could not hold the highs. However, it did not drop down below the resistance right here, but I'm looking at this one for potential move down. It could come back down to the averages before bouncing back up. Oliver, I think I have done it in the past. I did like the entire video of how I found them, as well as finding the support and resistance. So to me, this looks like support up here, or resistance, excuse me, 32.69. So 32.06 and 32.70, 32.69 for resistance there. And we will go ahead, CTSH. I'm trying to really muscle through this, guys, because it is gorgeous outside. And definitely want to go and enjoy the scenery here, but I want to share this with you guys as well. Okay, so CTSH, look for resistance of 59.57 and support down here, right here, 58. So 58.07 and 59.57. Whoa, my fingers are typing. 59.57. Oliver, I'm going to be driving the Acura NSX. If you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely do. Going to be doing some stories, probably not live because the video drops down from there, the video quality, so it'll be recorded and then posted. Okay, so here you go, guys. This is the weekly chart, CTSH. So you can see this has acted as prior support in the past, which could be why it bounced. However, we did have that big red day, big red week, excuse me, on the chart, and it could have potential move down a bit further. You can see it's just starting to curl down on the MACD as well, and on the vortex indicator could be showing that it could be converging to be more of a downward motion. We might see this drop down to 55.37, even down to 55 down here. And the last on the potential short. Thank you, Samir. Yeah, we have a Lexus that has 2 electric motors. It's the Lexus 450h Sport, and it is amazing to drive. I would say that I incriminate myself if I tell you the speed that I was going yesterday when I was driving on the highway. It's just so easy to go fast in it, and you don't even hear it. You don't hear it because you're used to hearing an engine roar, so it can get you in trouble sometimes. But it was awesome. All right, so TDC 3908 for support and 39.54 for resistance, and we pull it back on the yearly chart. Let's go ahead and pull it back here. So you can see TDC had big red down day with earnings. It bounced up. Originally, this hit the 200-day moving average. We are below the 200-day moving average, and it could continue down further, potentially down to 38.32 if we have a second day of continued selling and then a third. So keep this one on watch for a potential shorts. 2 potential longer term swings that I like. FLR, let's go ahead and remove all those other drawings. So FLR, I do like this because look at this. It had a massive day down on earnings, and then it found support. So it looks like it's holding support right around here of 29.11. You know, if you wanted to potentially go long, I would put potentially 28 as a stop, but it could easily snap back on up because it's looking as it's oversold at the moment. If it were to break out of the 31.50 area, we do have this nice gap to fill to the upside on up to 39. So 31.50 for, if you guys set alerts potentially on FLR, could fill that up a nice $6.50. $7.50 on up to the 39 area. And also CJJD, oops, excuse me, mistyped there, CJJD, China Jojo drugstores. This is starting to curl slowly but surely in the Chinese drugstore market. You can see it's looking like it might potentially have that curl up, and this one is a lower float one. So when this one will squeeze up, it might squeeze up pretty quickly. All right, guys, that's it for the week. Have a great week ahead. Trade with proper risk management. Carpe profit. I would love to see all of you at the Modern Traders Summit this June up in Montreal. It is time to go and have a great time in Tremblant with this Acura NSX event, and definitely sign up for the Trade Ideas training test drive event starting tomorrow as well, to test drive their software for the week. It's amazing software. I highly recommend it, and the link is down below. All right, guys. Merci, c'est meilleur. Bonne journée.